Hello, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. You're watching DB with Mehreen Iftikhar and I am your host, Mehreen Iftikhar. Whereas the recent US-Iran crisis has shaken the Middle East, drawn global attention and placed Pakistan and Switzerland at the center of important diplomatic discussions. Today, I'm joined by one of the Switzerland's most talked about political personalities, Jonas Lauwiner, a Swiss politician who is widely known for styling himself as the King of Switzerland. In this exclusive interview, we will discuss the recent US Iran development, Pakistan's diplomatic role, Switzerland neutrality, and what these events could even mean the future of regional and global politics, you can say, and many more things. Please welcome our guest, Johannes Lauwiner, exclusively on the DP with Mehreen Iftikhar. Thank you so very much, Johannes, for your time. My first question towards you is: the world is witnessing war, sensation, and shifting alliances. Do you believe the United States is still the world's undisputed leader, or are we entering a complete new global order?
So there is no leaders in the world. So there is no nations that lead all other nations. There's just nations that try to lead everybody because they maybe have some other contracts from very long time ago where some countries have to follow this nation because they are dependent on them. But actually, every nation is independent. That's why it's also in the United Nations. Every nation has a voice, so nobody tells everyone to follow. It's just it's just famous that America tries to be the world police and try to organize everything because they are powerful and everybody uses the US dollar. But actually, in my opinion, people are waking up and they want their independence back. That's a little bit my opinion about this.
Switzerland has widely been known for neutrality, with rising tension involving the US, Russia, and the Middle East. Can neutrality still survive in modern geopolitics?
Yes, Switzerland is neutral, and this helped us always. Because when two people are fighting, we either help both of them or no one. So we don't help just one side because this is not fair. You know, this is a basic rule for being not in a conflict with other nations. So our country is neutral since many, many years, and this helped us to be strong and prosperous, and we have generated a lot of wealth and prosperity because of that, because we were never involved in a big war. And now some people always want to help one side because they think one side is more evil than the other, or the other way around. And the problem is, both parties that fight always think they are right. So if you help one side, you will be the enemy of the other one. And if you help none or you help both, like in a neutral way, for example, for negotiations, then you can be friends with both of them and try to help them become friends again. But never take one side in a fight. This will ruin you too. Many countries, they don't learn this. They always want to be in some side of the fight. So they will always have war and always have a waste of resources. And that's very sad.
If Donald Trump reshapes American foreign policy again, how will it affect Switzerland and
Well, many
Europe?
people are talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a US president at the current moment. And that's it. In like 2 years, he won't be president again. So everything will change again. So I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. He's just a president. He's trying to fix his nation as best as it's possible because the nation is already pretty damaged from the politics before. It was once a very strong nation. Now it's a little bit on the verge of collapse. And yeah, so I'm not afraid of that. Like Donald Trump can try to reshape the world, but it will not work at the end because he will be gone in two years, and then another president will come, and everything will change back.
Switzerland Bank once symbolizes secrecy. Has American influence changed Switzerland financial independence?
Yeah, Swiss banks, they were once very well because we had the banking secret. But this changed a little bit because we got under pressure. Well, not me, I was too young that time. But the politics that time got under pressure from the United States and the EU. So now we have to share the banking secret with the nations, for example, for tax evasion, uh, trying to fix the tax evasion problem. So the banks now have to cooperate, but now other countries do it, like Singapore. Singapore adapted the banking secret. That's why it's almost a new the banking capital in the world. So it's a little bit sad that we lost that, but Swiss people still enjoy the banking secret. So we can have money on the bank, and the bank cannot tell anyone. So for the Swiss people, it still exists. Yes, there's always war since thousands of years, and Switzerland, of course, doesn't exist that long. But Switzerland is always, we always want the best for the world. We want peace, we want happiness for everybody, because death at the end helps no one. And so Switzerland, of course, is always open with the government and the National Council and the.
The Middle East is changing rapidly. What role should Switzerland play in reducing tension between the US, Israel, and Iran?
So Switzerland is always interested that the countries are living in peace and happiness. There is no reason to have wars because it just destroys nations, and it helps no one. So Switzerland is always trying to help negotiate to get the peace that everybody wants. And in Switzerland, it's a very beautiful place to negotiate because here we are neutral. People can come to Switzerland and negotiate here the plan to get the peace. So Switzerland is always great for that.
Do you think Europe depends too much on America for security?
Well, Europe has a lot of armies, like in all the big nations, they all have armies. Even Switzerland has an army, and so I think America is just the world police, as I said before. They just try to get everything under control, that it doesn't get a risk for America, but Europe can defend themselves. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid from Russia. Actually, Russia has an exact goal what they want and what they always had, like before, till 1991. So they want this part there, what they always said they want. I was there in these regions many times, so I know what I talk about, and so I'm not afraid that Putin or something comes to Europe. This is far from reality. And yeah, I don't know. So I don't know where it will go. I'm not too deep in this matter because I cannot change anything. That's something to do for the Ukrainian president and Putin. And yeah, that's all what I can say about that.
Young people are losing trust in politicians worldwide. Why do you think this is happening?
Yes, young people are losing trust in politics, and this has a reason because young people have another idea of the world. But always, when they vote for something, it's not executed or it's changed in the background, and then it's not the same result as expected. So why should we even trust? And some people even say, why should we even try to change something? It anyway gets done in a different way. I see this in Switzerland starting to happen too. We still have the direct democracy, so everybody can vote on a big matter directly, yes or no. That this is very good. So there is no problem with, for example, having a parliament that decides about this, and you can just bribe like the half of it, and then you have the decision that you want. So it's a lot more stable, this system, than other countries, but it costs more, so it's a very expensive system. But yeah, I understand that, but I always tell to the youth, never give up. Always believe in your dreams and fight for what you love. That's very important. Never give up. Many nations collapse because people give up. They just say, okay, it is like it is, we cannot do anything. So always stay focused.
What's more important today? Democratic values or national interests?
That's a very good question. So both is very important because some people, they don't have an idea what effect a decision will have on the nation. For example, if everybody says, I want to live for free, I don't want to pay rent anymore. If everybody says that, who will build the houses, pay for the houses, renovate the houses, make the maintenance? Somebody has to pay for that. And if you don't pay rent or a fee or something, somebody will pay for it. And at the end, it's always the people. So that's why some decisions can be very bad for the nation. That's why it's very important to also have a court that can rule, for example, over some stupid idea, for example. Yeah, there are very stupid ideas sometimes, and these stupid ideas should not pass because it will destroy the nation slowly, and then everybody has nothing.
If you had 1 minute alone with the US president, what is the one truth you would tell him that nobody ever dares to say?
I would tell Donald Trump that let's get back the banking secret so he can hide all his money here in Switzerland, because we always like to take the cash and we will watch it for you. That's what I would tell
In
him.
one sentence, what is the biggest mistake the world is making right now?
Well, the world is doing a lot of mistakes at the moment because many people are focused on always fight and having wars. That's one sentence that I would say. Why people cannot just stay at their places, enjoy the life as it is, and why they always want more and they take it over nation by nation and fight about little things. At the end, it escalates to a big problem. That's the biggest problem that we have in the world, and it happens since thousands of years. They always fight. Since the humanity exists, there's fights, and they never can learn from history. Sometimes there's breaks where everything is prospering and everybody is healthy and happy. And then somebody or something happens that there's a new war from nothing. So that's a big problem, and that's what we have to stop.
Thank you so very much, Vanis, for your time.
It was nice to talk to you, and yeah, anytime again. Thank you.